like you said, I want no fluff in our practice. If it's not making us better, then it's making us worse because it's taking up time.
Yeah.
And if that's time that we can't be getting better, then we're getting worse.
Welcome to the Jamodi Podcast, where we interview coaches and leaders to find out not just what they do, but how they do what they do. Becoming the best version of ourselves is Jamodi, just a matter of doing it. Today we are joined by head men's basketball coach of Duncanville High School, David Peavy. Coach Peavy has led the Panthers to the state championship game in 2019, 20, and 21, and has won 2 championship titles. In over 17 years of high school coaching, Coach Peavy has been named Coach of the Year 4 times and was twice named to the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches All-State Committee. In this episode, Coach Peavy discusses his favorite style of play, how individual skill works in a daily practice, how to build confidence in players, and how to handle defeat in the locker room. Before we hear from Coach Peavy, take a moment to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on social media at Jamodi Podcast.
I'm actually hitting up some of my buddies and asking what it is they want to hear because I don't, we've been doing this for year after year, going to these clinics, and I'm not going to show somebody anything that they don't already know.
Right.
Everything and we're really basic.
Yep.
I got really good players and we just do we play really hard, but it's not like we do some crazy offense or anything. We put our guys in positions and let them go a little bit. But they got to go hard and defensively we do some things. But
I get how you're feeling, because I think if I not that they would ever ask me, but if I was, I would feel that way, because I've stolen everything that I do.
Right.
And you've learned or whatever,
everything
that you do.
Everything.
My opinion, and it's just again, this is what I sought you out for a reason, because to me you're interesting. You're interesting because you said you have great players. Well, every NBA team has great players, but they don't all play great. They don't are all consistent. You've figured out a way to get great players to play hard and to defend, and do those things. So if it was, I would be really interested to hear how you get those good players to buy in. What are the concepts? What's the culture? What gets them coming to practice every day? Because that's what we all struggle with is how can I get my guys to just give a little bit more that I see that they can, but they don't realize. First question, what style of play do you love teaching?
Really like teaching playing really fast. All kids think that's what they want to do. They want to get up and down. They want to play really fast until they realize what it takes for us to be able to do that, and how well conditioned your team has to be and how much running we have to do. But a lot of our drills, we do a lot of drills that look the way we want to play. So it's really fast. It's really up and down. It teaches guys how to score going as fast as they can. And it's good. Got to have, good enough players that they can put the ball in the hole. But pre-playoff, we averaged about 90 points a game. That's a lot of points. It's a lot of points.
With no shot clock.
No shot clock.
Yeah.
No shot clock. Now we really want to score in transition.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard to score 5-on-5. So if you can get numbers and we consider numbers different. You don't have to necessarily have a number advantage.
Yeah.
But if you have 3-on-3, that's numbers. That's enough open space to create, and it's hard to guard. It's hard to stay in front of good players. But once you get to there's 5 defenders down there, it's hard to score. It's really hard to score. So we really want to score before you have 5 defenders down on the defensive end. And then defensively, I really like to teach. I love teaching it, but we don't do it much anymore. Is what we call our scramble, full court run and jump, just chaotic defense. but we work here to win state championships. It's really hard to beat really good teams
Mm.
pressing and trapping and running and jumping. So um, we'll teach it, but we don't run it a whole lot. But I do enjoy teaching it.
Yeah, I'll take the offensive end first. I think you're right. Like no numbers, there's really no such thing because
Yeah,
a special playmaker can take a 2-on-3 or even a 1-on-4 and
right,
draw multiple defenders, be powerful and poised enough to make a great play. But you got to instill that confidence. How do you instill confidence in those guys to play fast and they're probably making some mistakes early on? So
right.
how do you help them work through that?
We allow them to do what they're good at.
Mm,
So, like right now in the spring, we're playing a lot. I just watched an hour of open gym, but our open gym is different where they're either going 3-on-3, full court, cutthroat, or 4-on-4. Um, and we just for several days we won't say a word.
mm,
We'll just let them get up and down. But then the next day we come in there and say, okay, you shot a whole lot of contested shots and you're not very good at it.
mm.
But then we do have a couple kids that they're pretty good, tough shot makers.
Life's not
So
fair, right?
yeah, and then so they all know once we get to going, you get to do what you're good at.
Mm,
So uh if you're a good shooter, you get to shoot. If you can't make shots, you don't get to shoot. You got to be a really good screen setter or a
mm,
really good rebounder. Um, and you gotta find ways to bring value to the program. And different guys can do it different ways, but um, we give them enough practice and enough reps that confidence is built because then once you get good at something, you're allowed to do it.
mm.
And if you got enough guys ahead of you, then you got to figure out some things you need to start doing better
Or
to
different,
bring
or
or
different. Yeah,
different
you need to
or
find
different.
a new avenue.
You're right.
I think it's really cool that you're saying is you give them opportunities to show you because I think
Correct.
players will tell you, I'll tell you this is what I'm really good at, and they'll keep telling you over and over again. But at some point, they have to show you, and then you're also giving them the reps to where they can never say, "I never had an opportunity to
No,
show you."
no. I mean, everything we do a lot of basketball. We give them rep after rep. Uh, all of our drills, like I said, look like the way we play. So if you're good at doing it in the drill, you're probably going to be pretty good at doing it in what we're doing when we get up and down. So I mean, the confidence comes in, and like I tell them, if I put you in, that means I've got confidence in you.
Mm,
So, other than that, y- I don't know of a magic way to give a kid confidence.
right.
And I tell them, Bobby Knight was one of my mentors back when I first became a head coach. They recruited one of my players at Texas Tech, and so I would talk to Coach Knight about once a week, and he would call me, and I mean it was great. And then after that, I became a college coach at Stephen F. Austin. So we would be on the road together, or we would run into each other on the
Uh-huh.
road recruiting kids. And one thing that sticks with me, when he would be calling me about, and I would complain about parents and just say, what's going on? Well, I mean, this kid, Billy's mom is saying that I'm taking his confidence, and finally he just said, David, shut up. Just tell them it's not your job to give them confidence. It's their job to give you confidence.
Wow.
And that's something I tell my kids, like, look, I'm the decision maker. You have to give me the confidence to put you in the game. Um, and and if I'm putting you in the game, I'm telling you I've got confidence in you. So
Mm,
other than that, you're going to get your reps in practice. You're going to get plenty of opportunities to help me build confidence in me.
mm.
And that's what's most important. And our guys, they get it. They get it. We talk to our guys a lot every day. We communicate with our guys every day. I never want a kid to go home and have a parent ask them, "How's it going?" and them not be able to answer,
Hmm.
and or if a mom says, "Hey, why aren't you getting to play?" I want them to know. I want them to be able to verbalize and to communicate that with their parents. Well, I'm not doing this. I'm not good enough at this, or I'm not, whatever it is. And that's really eliminated a lot of parent meetings. We don't have a whole lot of parent meetings because we communicate so well with our guys that they know why they're not getting the playing time uh, that that their parents would like.
Yeah, that's great because I think you're right on the money where the frustration in players comes a lot is if they truly believe they don't know why.
Right.
But when you're having those kind of proactive conversations, either at practice or after practice and letting them know the why, one, it shows that you care. You're not
Yeah.
just sending the kid off to, I don't really care how you feel. This is just what we're doing. It shows that you care. And you're right. I mean, that allows them to go home and let their parents know the conversations that are being had. I think that's brilliant. I do. The Jamodi podcast is powered by Sideline Interactive. Sideline Interactive is the leading manufacturer for high quality, innovative scoring tables and LED video display boards that help coaches and schools bring more excitement to fans, create huge fundraising opportunities, and make their jobs easier. Visit sidelineinteractive.com to check out their amazing products. How does individual skill work into your daily practice?
We do a lot of skill work, a lot of game speed shooting, a lot of ball handling. Our practice during the season, we usually come on the court, get a good warm up, about a 15 to 20-minute warm up that the guys. It's led by the players. It's organized, and then typically we'll do our transition drills to get going up and down. We'll do our transition drills, and it depends on which series we're doing. But that takes probably about 20 minutes getting up and down and scoring in transition and moving the ball fast in transition. And then we stop practice and go to the weight room. And we get a good lift in. And then after we lift, then we come and do our real skill work, our ball handling, our shooting. And
So the weight room is in the middle. It's a
in
part
the
of
middle,
literally a part of practice.
correct.
Wow.
Correct. And we feel like it helps with our muscle memory.
Mm.
Fatiguing their muscles in the weight room. It's one, they're nice and warm. They're lathered up, and then they go in there and get a good lift. So we're working on our strength for sure, or whatever lifts we're doing. And then after that, we come and do our skill work, and we feel like it really helps with keeping our shots consistent, keeping our handles tight.
Mm.
So we do our skill work, and then we try to maximize our time with a lot of our skill with defense as well.
Okay.
So we do a lot of ball handling with defenders. So we break traps, we can break the count, and at the same time we're trying to keep we love getting 5-second counts
Mm.
on our defense. So we pressure and stay in front and really harass ball handlers, but at the same time it's helping our ball handling. We shoot with defense, so we get a lot of reps with closeouts coming at us, or learning how to shot fake sidestep into a shot. So it's really game speed, which helps with our speed in the game when
Mm.
we get those opportunities.
It sounds like a lot of what you do, like you said, it translates directly to the game, which that's a challenge. I think that's a challenge for everybody. Is what if I look back at my practices, what was fluff?
Yeah,
Like what actually won't translate? What just made me either feel good or made us look good in that moment? It sounds
right.
like it's just everything that you do every minute, and I love that.
Yeah,
I might steal that the weight room as a part. I mean, I've always been either a before or after guy,
right.
and but
Yeah.
the in the middle of it part, it sounds like you guys are just everything that you do. It really maximizes your time in practice.
We really do. We video a lot in practice. So, I mean, I love going back at night and watching our practice, and it really helps me, um, really see what guys are doing and helps me eliminate things.
Hmm.
Like you said, I want no fluff in our practice. If it's not making us better, then it's making us worse because it's taking up time. And
Yeah.
if that's time that we can't be getting better, then we're getting worse. So we try to eliminate everything that doesn't fit us. Our drills next year might look different than the drills this year because of what we're trying to do, and we try to tweak everything, all of our drills to fit what it is we're trying to get out of our game plan or our personnel.
Right.
And when your personnel changes, your drills got to change.
So you're not, and I've fallen into this trap of like we like to run and gun. I don't know if it's
Hmm.
as fast as you guys, but we like to run and gun.
Yep.
And I've thought there's been a few years where I've had just basically a mold, and I'm going to fit them into that mold no matter what, no matter what. And then, and it seems to be a little bit of frustration there with me and with the players at some point. But then when I'm able to see them and adjust to their strengths and put them in the best place to be successful, they're a lot happier. So you're not you're just going to fit into this. You actually adjust from year to year and
Right.
tweak things.
We do a lot of tweaking.
Yeah.
We have a good idea of what we want to do, and then it gets tweaked.
Yeah.
And we might have, we might go in like, man, this is what we're going to do. This is who we're going to be. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, nah, that's not working for us. Or this kid, his skill set doesn't fit what we're trying to do. So we try to figure some things out and tweak a little bit.
We kind of touched on this a little bit, but I'll see if we can go a little deeper. How do you build confidence in your players?
One thing we do really well is we build relationships. Okay, we build, that this is part of our culture, but we we build great relationships with our guys. We spend a lot of time with them, and then we also tell the truth. We are truth tellers, and it goes both ways. They're allowed to tell us the truth. They're allowed to tell us what's on their mind, respectfully, respectfully. Um, and once we build that trust, and then we allow them to do the things that we do in practice, and we're telling them what it is, and then they get to see it in games. Hey, man, coach, I had it. Okay, I had a kid this year, Juan Reyna, that he got to shoot from the volleyball line. And everybody knew it. Our guys knew it. Don't look surprised when if Juan's open at the volleyball line, it's almost he probably shot at least one a game from there, sometimes two. Now don't go crazy,
Right.
but giving guys confidence to know not only do we expect you to shoot certain shots, you have to shoot certain shots. When you get open at this spot with space and you don't shoot it, you might have to come out the game because you mess up our flow. Guys are already getting in position to go rebound. Guys are, so you got to shoot certain shots. That gives kids confidence, knowing, man, yeah, I missed it, but man, coach said I had to shoot it. It's we're going to be fine, and then we show them, and then we go back and watch. We clip up. We don't just sit and watch a whole lot of film, but we clip up and show them, look, you get to miss this shot because look, your teammates were already expecting you to shoot it. So we're going to cover you. We're going to get the offensive rebound and put back. So we're good. It's part of what we do. So guys are very comfortable and confident in doing the things that they're good at.
Coaches, the Jamodi podcast is powered by Biology. What's your BSA score? The Biology Skill Assessment is the only verified skills metric endorsed by the NIA and NJCAA to discover and develop the best talent for your team. This 10-minute, 100-shot test can be taken for free today on the Biology mobile app. Elevate your game. How do you handle defeat directly after a game? So in that locker room setting right after a loss, even though you haven't had many over the last few years.
Yeah. Well, we had one this year during the season. Um, it was like you said, we haven't had a whole lot. Here's We don't go crazy. We don't scream and holler. We don't throw water bottles. They already feel really, really bad.
Hmm.
They feel really bad, and I want them to. I want them to. We lost to Waxahachie this year, and it helped us win a state championship. We knew that. After the game, I came in there. Um, they felt bad. I wanted them to feel it. I said some things without screaming and hollering. Um, and we went right back to work the next day, starting with a film session
Hmm.
and showing them, like, I feel like we're better than them. We're more talented than they are, but they beat us because we were doing what we've been doing. And it's not like, oh, we just had a bad game and they played out of their minds. No, they was a really good team, and they took advantage of the things that we've been doing incorrectly and the things we've been telling you that we needed to fix. Now we're showing you we got to go fix it. So it allowed us to, I mean, those practices got a little bit more intense. They were
Yeah.
more focused. They listened more. It hurt. It hurt. I mean, and it hurt up until we got to play them again in the playoffs, in the regional
Mm.
finals. Um, so it carried us through, and it allowed us to really buy in to the things that we had been talking about. But over the years, I've calmed down a whole lot. I don't scream and holler a whole lot. I do get animated. I get excited. I am passionate. But as far as just going nuts, we go really hard without losing our minds.
Hmm.
But we handled that defeat with. I wanted them to feel it.
Yeah.
I wanted them to feel it, and we definitely got to watch. It took us about 2 hours just to watch the first half, and we were up 10 at half,
Hmm.
and just to show them how bad we played, and we're still up 10. It really it sunk in with those guys.
I think it's a good sign when you can tell it hurts them after a loss. I think you got to be always scared as a coach when it doesn't seem to bother them very much. Like they like to win, but they don't
Right.
really hate losing. And that's a big
No,
difference, right?
we make them hate losing every day.
Hmm.
Um, Almost, we do a lot of competitive drills, and you don't want to lose. So we don't have to lose a game to feel a loss. Those guys feel it on a weekly basis. I mean, some kids will go a whole week without losing in any drill and any competition that we do. But we have a lot of our drills are competitive, and we actually have a series called competition.
Hmm.
You don't want to lose, and we make it hurt. If you lose, it hurts, and when guys get to complaining about the consequence, it's like, then don't lose.
Yeah.
Like, I
Give
promise
give
you,
that give that a little bit more,
I'll
right?
give it,
Yeah.
and then we get to when we lose to Waxahachie, when
Mm.
we were this close to having a perfect season.
Mm.
This close, we lose in overtime. So I say, man, we lose by one, because if you have one more point in regulation,
Yeah.
then but
Overtime does it. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but then I don't know if we win a state championship, to be
Mm.
honest with you. But it's like, what hurt more? This running that you're about to do because you lost this drill, or losing to Waxahachie? And it's not even close.
Right.
It's like, yeah, you're okay. Yeah, yeah. But don't lose. Don't lose.
I think it's impressive the fact that you having such a great season. You didn't lose your head in those moments. I think so many times, there's so much emotion going on after a loss. We kind of we might not remember the game accurately in our head. Like what we thought we saw, it might be different. If we come into that locker room with emotion, we might say something that we regret and we could actually push them further away. So you kind of keep it. But then the next day, using film, because film doesn't lie,
Right,
you allow them to see the things or ways that we can improve and get better.
right, right. No question. No question. I mean, um, Fortunately, we haven't had to deal with it a whole lot, but we make winning and losing part of what we do every day. So
Yeah, that's a
we get
good
we get
culture
plenty of
piece.
practice.
It's a good
Yeah.
culture piece. I gotta ask this, and if you don't mind sharing the competition series,
Okay.
if that's something you don't want to share,
No,
completely
no, no, no,
good.
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no, no. Actually, it might be something I demonstrate at the coaches clinic,
yeah,
but it's four drills in one.
okay,
We split them up in two teams. Okay, split them up in two teams, and they stay with their team the entire series. So the first series we called jacket rebound. So you put one team at the top of the key, one team on the baseline in two different lines. Two lines on the baseline, two lines at the top of the key, and then we put managers around the 3-point line, shooting threes. So they kick it out, they shoot the three. The two guys on the baseline, they're on the same team. They've got to cross each other and block out the two guys coming at them, and it's a 2-on-2 rebounding drill.
and they gotta
Uh,
bust it to get out there quick enough. I mean,
Bust it.
yeah, yeah,
We gotta make contact and
mhm,
then block out.
okay,
So we really teach making it's. I mean, by rule, it's illegal. Making the contact we make, but it never gets called.
right.
Right. Never gets called. Um, so you got to go make contact, hit them in the chest, then block out, and then go get the rebound. The defense can only get a point if they get the first defensive rebound.
Mm,
So they got to go get the rebound and then outlet it. And then right from the outlet, the next four guys come, two offense, two defensive. Okay, if the offense gets the rebound, they get a point, and then they can score.
okay,
So they can get two or three, whatever it is, and they can keep getting rebounds.
mm.
So and the offense can keep getting rebound after rebound after rebounding points for
So
every rebound they get.
the only way for the defense to end the game is
They
to
got to get the rebound,
you gotta
but
get the
they only
rebound.
get a point if they
The
get that
first
first
one.
one. Right,
That's great. Yeah.
right. So we'll go 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, on doing that, and then we switch it. Okay, so now the other team goes defense, the other team goes offense. Okay,
Mhm.
so after that, then we keep score the whole time. Then we go from that drill to gladiator closeout, where it's four spots around the 3-point line, two on offense, two on defense. The ball starts in one corner, and you gotta pass it all the way around the 3-point line. So all four guys touch the ball. Once it gets to the fourth guy, then it becomes 2-on-2. But so okay, I start off. I've got the ball in my hand. Me and my partner, we're defense.
Mhm.
So I pass it to him and I cross him and I'm
Okay.
closing out that first offensive guy. He passes it and he crosses me and he's closing out the second offensive guy.
Mhm.
Once we do our closeouts, then it becomes 2-on-2. And we play that for a minute to two. Then it goes to we switch it, and then we do it again. We flip sides, so now we work going 2-on-2, working both ways. They love that.
That's
They
good.
love it. It's a good drill. They can do ball screens. They can do anything. And while we're
How do you
doing it,
score that one? How do you score it?
whatever you score,
Okay.
and only offense can score.
Right.
Only offense can score. And but everybody gets the same amount of time on offense and on defense.
Okay.
Okay. Um, then we go from that to 3-on-2, 2-on-1. Okay, in teams. So one team will be on the baseline. The other team will be free throw line extended. So we do our 3-on-2 where you're sprinting back in transition. So we're working on transition 3-on-2,
Mhm.
and then it goes back to 2-on-1. And whatever your team scores, and then it flips after 2 minutes. Then you got three on
So
offense.
one team is constantly on offense in the 3-on-2, 2-on-1, and one team is constantly on defense, and then you do a major flip or
No, well, okay,
okay.
so you got three start on the baseline,
Uh-huh.
two free throw line extended.
Yep.
So they're 3-on-2.
Uh-huh.
So then those two become offense going the other way
Right.
whoever shot the first shot or whoever turned it over. You
Okay.
turn it over, you got to get back on defense. If you shoot the first shot, and they can get an offensive rebound on that, on
Okay.
the 3-on-2. They can get offensive rebound and score. On the 2-on-1, you got to score. You don't get an offensive rebound. And then once those 2 minutes are up, then those teams flip. Then the other ones got 3 on offense,
Okay.
2 on offense. And so we work on that. And then the last drill is we call UCLA. It's the continuous 3-on-2 to 3-on-3.
Okay. With
where you got to sprint to the center circle
yes,
to
sir.
get back.
Yeah.
So we do that. They love it. They love it.
What's I don't think I've ever thought about it or done. Like I've in some version of all those games throughout practices, sure. But the way that you're organizing it to where like your team could, for lack of effort or execution, suffer or struggle in one game, but then come back and do better later on. So it's like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and everything, all of it looks the way we play.
Yeah.
And then even when we go UCLA, you can press. You can press up to half court.
Okay.
And once the ball crosses half court, those 3 guys got to get off, and there's 2 guys back there.
Yeah.
And then one comes on. So it's cool.
How long does competition drills, how long do all 4 typically take? I you did some times and stuff, but like,
right.
Max
time is about 25 minutes.
Okay. But
about
man, all the things that you're covering in those 25 minutes, and they're all purposeful with a consequence that makes it real. Because shell drill is not real.
Yeah. And we do our shell different.
Yeah.
We do our shell different. We do moving shell.
Okay.
We call it, part of our shell is, one, we'll do the stationary for sure. And we're really trying to break down everything that we do. Really, we're really big on high hands. High hands on the catch, high hands on the help, high hands on the switch. It's everything. It's just getting our hands high, taking away the first shot, taking away first pass.
Yeah.
And then it keeps our hands active. So we get a lot of deflections. And then we do our moving. So we've got to really be communicating, getting through. And the offense is going at about 80% speed when we go slow-mo. But just to really get our movement.
Slow-mo's 80%, 80% speed. Yeah. I love that. No, Coach, I think that's really good. I think that's really good. I think, you mentioned kind of, at TABC and stuff like, I would love to come watch that in your practice, because I can't imagine what that looks like and sounds like.
Yeah. It gets, I can just tell you, when they didn't get to come this year, but college coaches, when they come to our practice, they leave, they're like, oh my goodness. It is just so chaotic and loud. And I mean, it is so intense, but I've got a great staff. My staff is unbelievable. And they're all energized. I mean, they're fired up, and they all have a voice. Everybody all of our guys get to coach. I let them coach, and it is just, our guys just they learn how to play through chaos. That's what it is, because practice is it's nonstop, and they got 5 voices coming at them. I mean, and they're just screaming and hollering in practice. It's fun though. It's fun.
I was going to ask you a little bit about, because the moment you said they all get to coach, and or anytime a practice is loud, I mean, coaches do their part, but they're not cheerleaders. It's not our job to bring the spirit. And we do, but it's not our job. It's the player's job to bring that spirit and energy. What type of, I guess, expectations do you set? Is it just natural? Because my feeling is that for most players, quiet on the floor is what's natural. So how do you get them a little bit out of that comfort zone?
Coach them. I mean, it is just constant. You're right. These kids don't know how to talk anymore. That is one thing I can definitely say. Over the years, it has gotten worse because of technology. I mean, these kids don't know how to communicate. They're always texting everything. All their communication is through text. They don't know how to talk. A lot of them don't play they don't play outside
Right.
and do different things. Everything that they do is structured and coached and practiced. It's not they don't there's not a whole lot of just pick up and going to the park and going to the rec. So they don't know how to talk. So we teach. We teach them what they need to be saying.
Hmm.
And it's still not good enough. It's not good enough. Um, Teaching our, starting with our point guards. It's how to direct and how to put guys in position. And we get on them on a daily basis, and we complain about it and we complain about it and complain about it. But then later, everybody comes and tells us how good man, your kids talk. Man, they talk better. I'm like, man,
Really?
yeah, like, man, we feel like our guys don't say a word. But
Well,
I guess we're
yeah.
better. We're better than most, but it's still not what we want.
Yeah,
Whole
I
lot.
mean, quiet teams are losing teams, and I
Right.
think I think when, yeah, you're right. What you're emphasizing though with that communication piece, even though it's not what you think it could be or it
Right.
should be,
Right.
it, I think there's a lot of programs out there that just out of all the things that you have to focus on and worry about and work on, communication sometimes gets left out.
Yeah.
So that's why when you put that emphasis on it, people see a difference.
Yeah. So what we try to do, like in all of our transition drills, we're talking the entire time. So they're learning how to move, and the ball's moving, and every time you make a pass to somebody, you got to call their name.
Hmm.
Every time somebody's making a pass to you, you got to call his name. So just little things like that. When they pass it and I score a layup, I'm acknowledging, I'm
Right.
pointing and calling his name. Then when we go shell, of course, we're talking. So it's great in practice, but then in the game, it's like back to the mute button.
But it would
But
probably be worse in the game
no
if
question,
not for what you did. So yeah,
no
I get
question.
that.
Yep, yep,
I
yep.
get that. Coaches, the one thing that every team needs is confident shooters. The last 8 years at Grapevine Faith, our teams have averaged 354 made threes each season. I love getting to share with coaches how our shooters train and, more importantly, how they think. If you would like to enhance your shooting culture at your school, contact me directly at jamodipodcast@gmail.com. Well, Coach, I think time for the speed round. So
Cool.
the speed round is about 30 seconds long. I'm going to throw out short little questions to you. The first thing that pops in your head, you blurt it
I'm
out.
nervous. I'm
Yeah,
nervous.
no, it's
I'm
fun.
nervous.
First
All right.
one, I'll softball to you. Ready? Favorite ice cream flavor
Strawberry.
for high school? Shot clock or no shot clock?
Shot clock.
Yes. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Invisibility or super strength?
Super strength.
I could have seen that coming. Place you most want to travel?
Bahamas.
Favorite childhood TV show?
Good times.
Oh, nice. How many cups of coffee do you drink in a day?
0.
No caffeine. All right, next
No, no,
one.
no, no. I didn't say no caffeine. I said
E-
no coffee.
Energy drinks?
I drink Bang.
There you go.
Probably worse.
I
Probably
love
worse. I drink
Just don't.
one
Go
one
ahead.
Bang before practice, one or before a game.
I'm with you. Say I'm a
Yeah.
C4 guy. It has a little
Yeah.
creatine in it that I
Yep.
like.
Yeah. Well, Bang does too.
Beta alanine. That's right. Beta
Bang
alanine,
does
the
too.
stuff that makes you tingle. That can't
Yeah.
be good. Anyway, last one. Godfather or Star Wars?
Godfather.
Yeah, that's a good one. Coach, dude, it was awesome. Like you were great, and I got a lot. I got a lot of golden nuggets out of it, and I think that's why I'm doing this. Is there's just great coaches out there that I want to know these types of things from, and I really appreciate you just being, transparent and honest and sharing things, man.
Cool. Anytime, man. I appreciate it, and I had a good time.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the Jamodi Podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.